Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I had a request for a face mask. It was a Hello Kitty face mask. So this is one I did and I didn't like it. Then I did this one and I didn't like it. So then I made this one, thought the ears were too small. The problem with this was the ears were getting in the way of the child's or the small adult's eyeballs. So they were just right underneath the eyes. Same with this, even though they're in a different spot, this one was actually worse. And I thought, well, maybe I'll make the ears smaller. So I made the ears smaller and I didn't like it. And they were still just below the eyeballs and I didn't want that. So this is my final design. The ears are far enough apart that it doesn't impede the eyes. It just sits on the tops of the cheeks. And it's big enough and wide enough to cover the entire face of a child or small adult in a Hello Kitty. So come along, and this was fun to make and a little annoying since I made so many. But come along and let's get started. So you are going to need a number 5mm hook. You're going to need a stitch marker. Here, let's give you one that you can see. You're going to need a stitch marker, scissors, a needle, obviously for sewing. You're going to need black, yellow, and pink to make the bow. And then white. So now the white is a 4, but I doubled up on this just to cut down on the holes. So there's nothing's getting through that. You can barely see my skin color through it. So I doubled up on it, but it's still nice and soft and flimsy, and I got a little arch here for the nose, and then there's a little extra space for I did some double crochets down here for the chin. So it took me a long time to get this design, but I finally got the design, so let's rock and roll. Alright, let's get started. So we're going to start with a slip knot. And we're going to chain 19. So you're going to single crochet back 17. And then in your last stitch, you're going to put 3 single crochets. So, pull your tail and rotate your work this way. So now we're just going to be working on the opposite side, and you're just going to single crochet back up for 14. I was trying to weave my tail in while I was going, but that was just annoying. And I've completely lost count. At 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and one more for 15 and a marker. I should have just said 15. So in this next stitch, you're going to put 2 single crochets, and then this one you're going to put 2 single crochets. If I can get under the stitch, this 2 single crochets in that the difficult way. And then you're going to single crochet 15. So that's 15. You're going to put 2 single crochets in here. And 2 single crochets in here, just like we did on the other side. And then you're just going to single crochet back up to the marker. and 15. Put that in my mouth and try to talk. So now we're going to do 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and we're going to do that 4 times. So we're going to come all the way around. So do your 1 single crochet in your first stitch and put your marker. The next stitch gets 2 single crochets. So that's 1 sequence. That's 2 sequence. That's 3. And that's 4. So I did 1 single crochet in 1 stitch, and the next stitch I did 2. 1 single crochet in the next, 2, and then I just did that all the way around. So now we're going to single crochet 6. So that should be somewhat in the middle. Should be somewhat in the middle. Actually, take that one out. That looks more like the middle to me. And then here we're going to put 2 half double crochets. And then the next stitch is going to be 2 half double crochets. And that should be in the middle. And then just continue with your single crochets for 6. I guess I should say for 5, because I did 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and then I did my, so 5 back down here, and we'll stop. And we'll start our increase. So our increase is going to be the same as what we just did over here. It's going to be 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 and we're going to do that 4 times. There, so now we've got, turn this around, your little nose piece. Now we're coming back around the bottom. So once you're done that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 double crochets all the way across. Actually, do 13. Remove the marker and put one in there. So do 13 double crochets. So not a half double, you're doing a full double crochet. I'm going to move mine now. I know I got 2 more stitches. So there. That's going to be the chin part. And you got your nose part. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. Oh no, sorry. We're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. And then we're going to do that 3 times. So we're going to end up right back over here. So put your 1 single crochet in there with your marker. I know the marker keeps moving, but it is helpful, even though it keeps moving. So you got 1, you want another single crochet, and then this next stitch gets 2 single crochets into that stitch. And then again, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets in that space. One more time, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 in that space. So it looks funny now. So we're just trying to pull up some more yarn. So what do I have next? So 18 single crochets is what I have next. So now that we've done our 18, we can do the same thing that we did on the other side. So we'll go 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. That's our first sequence. 1 1 2. That's our second sequence. And another 1 1 2. That is our third sequence. And you're gonna single crochet back up to your marker. And put your last single crochet in there and put your marker back. So now at this point we're just going to single crochet all the way around the entire project till we come back to our stitch marker. So put your stitch in here, put your marker back. So you're going to single crochet 5. We're going to put our ear pieces on now. If you feel these aren't in the right spot, you can single crochet 6, you can single crochet 7, you can single crochet 4. I'm going to single crochet 5. And you are going to chain. I did 15 for my other masks, and I understand that they might have been a little bit snug, so I'm doing 18 for this. If I can. Oh, snagging on something. So once you have your 18, you're going to skip 2 and you're going to slip stitch into that third stitch. Hold tight. Put your single crochet in here. And then you can set it down and you can have a look, to see if you like where it's at or you don't like where it's at. My battery is probably going to die, so I will swap it out when that happens, but if I get cut off, that's why my battery died. So anyway, take a look at that. If you like it, you like it. If you want to move it, then that's fine, but that's where mine's going. So I'm going to chain one more. I already stitched one. I'm going to stitch another one. And then I'm going to instantly move into my ears. So this next stitch, the third one from your earpiece, you're going to put single crochet and a half double crochet into that stitch. Into the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet. You're going to put a triple crochet. You're going to chain 1, you're going to picot, which means you're going to come down. Let me get my pointer. You're going to come down to the very first, so you're basically crocheting the double and the triple together with these 2 pieces of yarn right there. So when you see a picot, it'll say chain 1 or chain 2 or chain 3, P-I-C-O-T. That's what it means. You chain 1 and then you come down. You find the 2 pieces of thread, that one at the top of this double and then into the triple. And all you do is you stick your hook underneath there and slip stitch. And that's how you're going to get a point. Oh my gosh. So it's going to give you that point on the ear. And then you're going to do another triple, still in the same hole. Stuck. Then you're going to do a double, still in the same hole. And then in the next stitch, you're going to do a half double. So it gets pretty squishy. And then you're going to do a single in that same stitch. So that is your ear. And I can't believe my battery hasn't died yet. Okay, I'm going to go change my battery. Alright. So now that we've got our lovely ear, you're just going to single crochet. So don't forget this little guy in here right next door, even though it's squishy. We're going to single crochet 16 There's 16. So that seems like it's far apart, but like I explained, I just really needed to keep it away from the eyes because it was just in the way of the eyes. So we're going to repeat the same thing that we just did. You're going to put a single crochet into the next stitch, and in the same space a half double. Maybe. Man, there are just way too many stragglers in this yarn. Alright, half double. In the next stitch, you're going to go double crochet. Oops. Triple crochet in the same hole. You're going to chain one. You're going to picot. Then you're going to do another triple, same hole. And then a double, same hole. In the next stitch, you're going to do a half double. And in the same space, you're going to do a single. And that, maybe, stragglers. And that is your second ear. So now we got our ears done and we got our one ear piece done. So really all that's left is this other ear piece. So you're going to single crochet 2. Then you're going to chain 18. You're going to skip 2, and in that third one you're just going to do a slip stitch, pull it tight, and then all you're going to do is single crochet all the way back up to your marker. You can lay this down so you can check to make sure your ear pieces are in the same spot, because you might have dropped a stitch or added a stitch somewhere, so yours might not be in the same spot. So just check, make sure they're in the same spot. And then just single crochet back up to your marker. So now that we're back up to our marker, you can now remove your marker. And in this next stitch, you're just going to slip stitch, fasten off, pull your knot tight. Turn it around, come back in through this stitch here, grab this guy, and pull them through. And we're just gonna pull tight, and we're gonna hide. We're gonna hide them on this side. So, I mean, there's a knot. So you don't have to be too serious about tucking him in, but you do want to make sure that you can't see. That's why I pulled it through like that, so it just looks like a regular stitch. You can't tell. So I just want to give that a little tug just so that gets brought down and you can't even tell that you fastened off there. And then you can snip it off as close as possible. This I weaved in as I went, so I'm just going to snip that off. It's not going anywhere. And now you just need to get all your different colored yarns. You need your black, yellow, and then pink to make the bow, and a needle, and I will meet you back here to put our face on. Alright, so the first thing I want to do are the eyes. Well, I have no idea where the beginning of my black is, so we're just going to cut randomly. So I'm not very good at this. As you can see, that's the face I did. Sorry, I had the yarn in my mouth. That's the face I did. So that's the back. So all I did was tie, oh, that's from the bow. All I did was tie it at the back. So, and I put this on my face to see if it was uncomfortable, and it's really not. So, so we just need to figure out where we're gonna put some stuff. So I'm not that great at embroidery, so I don't know if you really want to copy what I'm doing. But I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna first make stars for the eyeballs. And I'm not going to be very good at matching it up to the other side either. And then I'm just going to cross over this way. And then I'm going to cross over the downways way. There's one eye. So all I did was snip it off, and then I just tied it. When I do the second knot, I pull that tight, but I mean, I'm really not trying to pull it tight until the second knot, just because I want the knot to be so very, very, very small. I can lighten this back up now, right? So I just want the that's better. I just want the knot to be very, very small, and I want to cut that off as close as I can because you don't want that rubbing on the child's face. And then I'm just gonna try to copy. So I'm kind of on this side of the ear. I started somewhere around this row. So it's all just a guessing game. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, it looks like I just go into that top row. And that might be too small. I don't know. I'm a bad judge of try crossing back over. This eye might be bigger than the other eye. So I hope you sew better than I do, or embroider better than I do, to make your face. But really, I mean, it's the bow that makes it Hello Kitty, right? I don't know, is that close? That's not bad. I'll just snip it off anywhere and tie a knot. Okay. It's not horrible, I don't think. All right, let's get yellow for the nose. The nose is the easiest part. Well, in my opinion. I can always seem to manage to do the nose. Can't really screw up a nose. I have a hell of a time with these whiskers though. But you guys might be, you know, might be somebody out there that's just a whiz. So try to figure out where you're gonna come in and go down. Kind of start off with a big nose and go down in size as you go along. That's all I did. Oops. There, that's my nose. I didn't leave much for tying, but I'm going to get quite a bit of black for this one because I'm going to do all three of the whiskers at the same time. So you can look at a face of Hello Kitty, but on the actual cartoon of Hello Kitty, it's actually quite high. It comes out almost the side of the cat's head, and I just thought that was something I really couldn't do because of the mask, but I did spread it out because the mask is quite wide, so it's not coming off the nose like normal whiskers would do. But it's not, if you look at the Hello Kitty anime, it's not I think it's anime. Is it anime? I don't know much about Hello Kitty. I know Hello Kitty has been around since my daughter was small, and she's, oh, my cat just jumped off the windowsill again. Hello Kitty's been around since my daughter's been small, and she was a really big fan. but I'm not sure, so it's up to you. I mean, like I said, you don't have to follow what I'm gonna do, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm just sticking it in and winging it. Just make sure you leave some at the back for tying. And then I'm just really gonna make this a big whisker, this first one, because the Hello Kitty pictures that I was looking at, it has a big whisker. So come back around and come back up through here. You can see the needle in this. It has big whiskers and small whiskers. So I'll do big whisker, and then I'll do small whiskers. That's the plan. So there's my big whisker. And I came up all in the same hole, off of the same hole for doing all three of these whiskers. I didn't make a new spot. Just make sure that it's not doing that at the back. Stretch it out so that it's going to lay flat. We'll really stretch this guy out. My whiskers on every single one of these, they're all different. I'm getting this all tangled. Uh-oh. Don't do what Tara's doing. What am I even tangled with? Oh, I came up right in the middle of that. Ew. So that's not good. Alright, problem averted. Ouch, I just poked myself. Told you, I'm not a sewer. So, there's some stitches. They're all different, I'm telling you. They're all different. Look at these guys. They're really close. And there's these guys. And there was... Actually, these ones aren't too bad. This whole one isn't too bad. It turned out really well. The only problem is the ears were just literally almost in the eyeballs. So too wide this way, not wide enough this way, and then but I mean the face turned out perfect on this one. It was so good. But it's all garbage now. So, but this one's shorter. You have a nose piece and you have a little chin piece. And it does cup itself. I just heard the weirdest noise. Anyway, moving on. So, if you got that done, we're not going to drag it over here to do the other ones. We'll actually cut it because a child's face is going to be touching all of this, so you don't want too much going on in the back to maybe make the child itchy or so. You want to cut it off as absolutely as low as you possibly can. So now we got to try to match the other side. Oh my gosh, this is the hard part. Try kind of match. Oh, I'm up here. Kind of under the eye in this row, so I think that might be not too bad. I'm just eyeballing it. And now I'm 2 rows in here. So 2 rows in here. Is that too archy? And no, do the best you can for being all matchy-matchy. Just remember to stretch it out, because you don't want any bunching for that poor kid's face that's gonna be wearing it. So I'm gonna come back up in the same hole, and I'm gonna do my little short guy. Yeah, here about there. You can do your face completely different if you want. It's up to you. Considering this is my first time making a Hello Kitty, and only because it was requested, I don't think I did too bad. It took me all day, and well, that's my 4th piece. So all day and 4 pieces later, that looks like he's, I don't know, right there. I finally was able to get the pattern down, so it took a while, but could have been worse. Could have made 10 pieces, but I'm in isolation like the rest of the world, so I had nothing better to do. So that looks dumb. Okay, don't do yours like mine. Mine match pretty good. They just match really dumb. So hopefully yours came out better than mine did. But that's probably the hardest part for me, is these stupid whiskers. So next comes the bow, and it's really super fast and super easy. Try not to make anything too hard. I mean, I've made bows before, so I'd already decided that it was going to be easy before. So any kind of pink, I guess. I mean, all I know is that, well, I mean, actually some of the pictures I seen, the bow was red. So I have no idea what color it's supposed to be, but I'm going with pink. So just make a slip knot with, there's my needle, with 3.5 is what I'm using for this. I don't have the thing for this yarn. I don't have the sleeve, but it's lightweight. It's thin. I just don't know. All right, so make a slip knot, and my hook is a 3.5. So chain 11. I'm going to get rid of all this because my camera's probably trying to focus in on it, and instead of what I'm doing, it is bad for doing that. So you're just going to start in the first hole that you can get into, and you're going to single crochet back across 10, which is all the stitches you have. chain 1. You're going to turn your work, and you're going to do the same thing. Sorry, I have no idea if I was just in the camera shot. Make sure you get into this very first stitch at the end. That's important. Keeps your ends straight. And we're making a bow, so and don't forget to get this one at the very end because it'll look funny. Chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to do this till you have 6 rows, so four more times. Don't forget to get into this very first hole. Gets missed a lot, and especially when we're working with such thin yarn and such a small needle. Alright, we can fasten off. You can just tuck your ends away because we are going to be just getting a fresh piece to put this on with, so. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna make a whole video just on how I struggle to weave, or to thread my needle. Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna weave this guy all the way down. Trying not to pull it out of shape. I'm licking it in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I am getting the end wet so I don't struggle so much. And I'll just do the same thing here. Just weave this down in and out. And pull through. And you just want another little piece. Fold this guy in half and just wrap tightly. You can make it as big or as small as you want. Keep this end fairly long and out. So you can wrap it as tightly as you want or as many times as you want, and then just tie a knot, a really tight knot. So really pull on it when you tie your knot. And then you can give it a little snip. Nobody should know that that's even been tied. And there is your little bow. So I'm just going to grab another little piece of yarn. Don't need a lot. I'll grab my head. I almost lost my head. Oh, I lost my head. I'm just going to shape my bow a little bit. I'm going to put it wherever you want to put it. I mean, most of the bows are over on this side. That's why I chose to put mine on that side. So right at the ear, right over the eye. I'm just going to come up through the back into the bow here, leaving some at the back for tying. And then I'm going to go down the other side. Don't try to go through that. It's just too hard to get your needle through it. So coming down through the other side, you can't hardly even see that there's a piece over there. And then when you tie it, you're going to tie it really, really tight. You're going to pull it tight. And you won't even see that piece of thread. Just trying to cut down how many pieces of thread, so I don't want to do it any more than once. So I just pulled that really tight. And if it's acrylic, it's not going to break. And there you have it. You've got your Hello Kitty face mask. Super cute. Other than the whiskers. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you in the next video.